I'm Ryan Seacrest in for Larry King. We've got our American Idol exclusive, the top 10 answering your questions here in Hollywood. We're joined by American Idol winner Chris Allen, runner-up Adam Lambert, Danny Goki, Allison Irahita, Matt Gerard, Anoop Desai, Lil Round, Scott McIntyre, Megan Joy, and Michael Sarver. Did I get you all?
Yeah. You got it.
Got it. By the way, the American Idol live tour kicks off July 5th. It's going to kick off at the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. The top 10 contestants from Season 8 will be there doing it all live for you. 50 cities across the country. Chris, are you ready for the tour with the whole group?
Yeah, it's going to be, like I've been saying for a long time, it's going to be a blast.
It will be fun. Let's take a look at that winning moment one more time. Your American Idol, Chris Allen. After the nationwide vote of nearly 100 million, the winner of American Idol 2009 is Chris Allen. What has the group said to you now that you're the winner? Have they changed? Has the dynamic changed at all, Chris?
Yeah, they don't talk to me anymore.
They're
like, oh, we can't talk to you. No, they still treat me the same. Maybe a little bit different.
And you treat them the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Larry King Live asked Idol viewers, you guys watching, fans, to submit questions for the entire top 10. How do we get them? CNN.com/Larry King. We got them through Twitter at King's Things and the CNN Facebook page. We'll ask the questions throughout the entire hour, so let's have some fun here. Blog question for the group. Were you more competitive with each other at the beginning of the show or as the season progressed? Adam?
I actually think the beginning felt more competitive for me because that's when we were trying to define ourselves on the show. And then as it continues, it's like your fan base builds and you get more support behind you. So I think it becomes less about your actual performance and more about just staying consistent.
Allison, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree that, you know, it was more like that in the beginning. I guess because I didn't really know anyone. And I was just like, I was already having, like, issues with myself. So I was like, oh, my gosh, I got to do good and better than this dude and Danny Goki. And, you know, I'm joking.
Well, Goki, I mean, no secret, he's one of the most competitive of all of you. What about for you, Danny?
Yeah, in the beginning, I think everyone's online because you don't know anybody. When you build relationships, you start to leave the competitive side behind, but then you start competing with yourself. And, you know, I think... You know, I had to compete with myself every time I was on the stage because I was always...
I feel like you give yourself a hard time.
Yeah, if you ask everyone who knows me, I analyze things. And that's
Overanalyze.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, overanalyze. And I go through things in my head so many times that I tend to destroy what I started so freshly. You know? And it's been a weakness, but I think hopefully I can steer it in the right direction and start making good things happen.
Make it productive. All right, this question was tweeted to King's Things. What was it really like living in that mansion together? Do you really hang out with each other? Let's see. Matt.
Yes.
What was it like living in that mansion?
We actually, I think we only really liked it for like the first week or two. And I think that after a while, it's like, was it like kind of missed the room service and people cleaning up after you?
Scott, what'd you say?
I miss the room service, you know? And honestly,
Wait,
like...
just so we're clear, there's room service in the mansion?
No, there was no room service in the mansion.
Yeah. All right. We liked it. It was cool, but we actually did hang out together. And, you know, a lot of time in the kitchen. We would just, like, it was like the gathering place. We'd just, like, jump on the counter, lay down, like, yo, dude, what's that?
and Michael, how about for you? I mean, we saw footage of your home where you used to live, like about the size of the bedroom in the mansion. What was it like for you?
You know, personally, I prefer the smaller house. I'm looking for the 4-5 bedroom with a lot of family in it. It was so big enough to have its own zip code, really. And, I mean, it was huge, but it almost at times felt empty until, of course, we made it to the kitchen when it all came together.
Who was the sloppiest? No.
Danny and me were roommates.
Y'all's room was bad, dude.
Okay, hold on. We had the smallest room, though, I think. That's why. It helps. It kind of helps when you have this small room and all our stuff is in there.
So that's why everything was piled up on it.
And the fact that we can clean up after.
I want to know, then, what was the most awkward conversation between the two of you once you had to be... You're living in that shoebox, then. Their bedroom in a huge mansion, but you're in close quarters as roommates.
Well, I remember having a conversation, like, because we had sort of a cleaning service come in, I guess once every week or something like that, and they would clean our room, and then less than 24 hours later, they just things everywhere, like it would look like a hurricane just came through the room. And so we had this conversation one day.
That Anoop would be the sloppiest to me because
well, I just.
Right? You're the most studious. You would think that there'd be neatness involved.
Well,
and organization.
Well, I know where everything is.
It's all
it doesn't mean
it's all in my brain.
Method to the madness.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Sign of true genius.
Organized.
It's true. Who is the bathroom hog?
Danny.
Adam raises his hand.
Yeah, in our bath, we had a big bathroom.
Wait, so you guys were roommates?
Yeah, we were roommates. Yeah. And the bathroom was huge, and there were two sides of it. You know, one side and a sink, and the other side. And I always say,
tell me about the countertop.
Yeah, Chris had like